I'm joined now by artist Erin Duddy. Erin, thank you so much. I should say you are known in art circles as Stabbage Patch Kid. I can't wait to hear where that comes from, but let's start back when you were a kid. Were you in love with art then? Did you always express yourself creatively?
Yeah, I always doodled a lot as a kid. I'm pretty sure the majority of photos my parents have are of me like passed out on the floor with a notepad and a Ticonderoga pencil, just like death gripping it. So yeah, I've always been a little obsessed.
So when did you decide that you were going to really pursue it?
I've actually, like when I went into school, I never once changed my career path. So I've always known I was going to be in that community in some way, shape, or form.
So was it a clear trajectory? Did you know what you wanted to do specifically, or did you just know you had to be creative?
It's bounced around a little bit. So my brother is a computer programmer, and originally he wanted us to kind of team up and have me do like graphics and whatnot. So that kind of got me on the trajectory of doing graphic design. So I do have a degree in that. I don't use it as much. I use it in some of my fine artwork, but I've just stuck to the traditional forms for the most part.
Traditional forms meaning?
I usually illustrate. I also managed a screen print shop for 2 years, and I currently do letterpress printing as my day job. So I have a lot of like printmaking background, and then 26 years of experience drawing passed out on the floor and whatnot.
So tell me when Stabbage Patch Kid came to be.
Ooh, yeah, the puns. I have a thing for puns. So Stabbage Patch Kid was probably young to mid 20s kind of thing, so not too long of my life. And it was just based off of those, like, there's a lot of photos of me with a crappy little Cabbage Patch Kid, and I really like surrealism, I like dark humor, and so it was kind of fun to think of these cute, chubby-cheeked things as kind of demented, and I feel like my humor is kind of like that, so Stabbage Patch Kid came to be.
So how does that find its way into your work? I know you did a series of saws.
The Sarcastic series, yes.
So how does it represent itself in your work?
The Sarcastic series came to be because of my extreme sarcasm, but also being broke. I got asked to do a dash-in show, and everything had to be hang-ready, and I did custom framing for 3 years, and it's expensive. So I was like, what can I do to, like, recycle and upcycle something that's ready hang as is? I worked at a country bar, and I had a lot of landscaper patrons, and they were like, these saws are obsolete and I don't need them here. And I got like 30 saws. So I was just like, oh, okay, I'll just put my cruddy little phrases on them. It's fine. It's banners now. So Stabbage Patch Kid kind of relates into my artwork just being kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, being that offbeat, humorous, not quite right kind of feel, I guess.
Do you find that your artwork is more for you or for the viewer? As you're creating, is it more of a creative outlet, or are you really interested in what people are going to take away from it?
Good question. It's kind of a combination of both. I think people in our community get so caught up on everything being like this purist kind of scholarly thing, and art doesn't have to be that. So when I have ideas, I do create some of it for me, like, oh, this is really goofy and novelty, and I should just do that. It's also like a game because I'm like friends with a lot of like performing artists, and the different styles of art are so drastically different in how you interact with your audience. So like musicians, for instance, you have that instant connect with your audience. Like you're performing, they can instantly feel like what you're doing, and visual artists don't always have that. Like people think that we live in an ivory tower and we just crap artwork out. So I kind of almost create a game with my concepts of like how quickly you can look at it and go, I see what you did there. So
So that's important for people to take away what you intended.
Yeah, it's definitely not so, my art in general is not so much like open for interpretation. It's just kind of a game of how quickly we can connect. But where there's a will, there's a way. Someone will come up with something, I'm sure. But yeah, usually it's more like what I'm trying to convey.
It's so interesting that you were talking about the difference between performing artists, for example, and visual artists. I guess it never really occurred to me how isolating it might be.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me about that. Do you have moments where you wish that you were doing a mural instead so that you were more interactive?
Me personally, no. So my creative process is solitary and communal depending on the where I am in it. So my brainstorming is very solitary because it's quirky and it's offbeat and it's weird and I have weird tangents that are connecting that make no sense to anyone else. So it's just very messy and I need it to be a very like judgment-free thing while I'm like getting all the spewing out. When it comes down to the actual like technical skills of it, I have that down pat enough to where it's like I prefer someone to talk to me like while I'm doing it because then I can just zone out, get it done. Otherwise I'll get real big mad. The people like United Artists are so used to me coming in and being like, where's the gin in this store? And I need a chamois. Like, it's ridiculous.
Real big mad.
Real big mad.
I love that.
Yeah, my creative process is pretty stressful because like I said, I'm deadline oriented. So like
Yeah.
I work a lot. Like I've been working 7 days a week all over the place since I was like 23. So I have to be like people will be like, do you want to do the show? And it's like, yes, because I won't create if I don't. Like I won't set the
Right.
time aside to do it.
Yeah.
Which at times definitely makes me feel like a little less like an artist than some people, I guess, because I'm not just waking up and just like doodling all day or whatever. But the ideas are always there. And like the drive to do art is always at the most inopportune times. Like I'm driving cross state and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this like right now. And I'm like, but you're on the highway. How are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
So it always strikes at like weird times. But yeah, I try to stick to like deadlines because then it's like, okay, I have to set this time aside. I have to do this. I have to get it out.
So my next question was going to be, what's next? Do you have a new medium you want to pursue? But I'm getting the sense that really it's gonna be determined by the next show, the next deadline. Is that safe to say?
Yeah. So I'm proficient in illustration, but I feel like I'm kind of a chameleon and scrappy. Like whatever is going to best represent the concept I'm going for, I'll do. So I said, don't call me a painter. The saws kind of have to be painted or like paint markers and whatnot. But it's not like my primary form. So yeah, it kind of depends on the show. It depends on the concept. A lot of it depends on the concept more than anything. Like whatever I think is going to represent that best is what I'll use. It's funny because there's not a lot of prep involved. So like I told you that a lot of people think we live in ivory towers and crap art workout. So a lot of people don't see like the pre-finished product. They just see the polished finished piece.
Right.
All of my whips are on like Post-it notes where it's like I literally was just like, okay, here's the gesture drawing of what I need to do and now I'm buying the supplies and it's just this now. So it's like there's not really much of an interim of me deciding. It's just like, here's the concept. There it is. We're just going to do that. Let's fly.
So you don't crap it out, but it is.
But it's kind of
quick.
by the seat of my pants, yes.
What is the best part of creating art for you?
When it's done.
Now, is that always obvious? Do you feel confident that you will know when it's done? Or is there kind of a gray area where you're not totally sure?
Yeah, I mean, there's usually a point. So like most of my pieces, like the creative process is procrastination, all the work while crying. And then it's like, I'm big mad and I'm like, get it out of my face before I wipe my butt with it. And then I'd like look at it from across the room and I'm like, you kind of cute. Like, you okay? I like you now. So it's like, it's this weird like hate and then warming up process with it. But then after I go through that roller coaster of emotion, it's like, okay, this is a finished product and I did good.
If you don't get on the roller coaster, do you feel like it's done? Do you have to go through all of that?
I'm trying to think of a time I didn't go through. Because, I mean, there's some pieces, obviously, that aren't as strong as others, and that's okay. Like, not everything's going to be a masterpiece. Failures are okay, too. So they serve their part, I guess. So they're finished, they're not great, but that's still part of, like, growing as an artist, too. You just kind of tuck them away, find a way to get rid of them, pawn them off on an ant, who knows. But you move on.
Yeah. What is the hardest part of being an artist?
The procrastination in me, getting going. I feel like I have like all these ideas, but then finding the time to actually sit down and get it going is the hardest part. But once I start, it's easy sailing.
It's pretty quick, apparently.
It's fast and angry.
I love it. I have never had an artist describe her process like you did, and it was honest and approachable, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you for coming in. Thank
Yeah,
you for all
no
the beautiful work you do, and come back soon.
Sure.
Arts in Focus on PBS Fort Wayne is funded in part by the Our Foundation and the Community Foundation of Greater Fort Wayne.